Today I'm going to be showing you how to take apart and clean your CVA 50 caliber muzzleloader, and this is what you're going to need right here. They come with it. You're going to need this to get your breech plug out. This is just, you stick in here and it helps you break it apart. And you'll need this Allen wrench. Scoot up or down. And there's this piece right here, and you take the Allen wrench and you just twist it off there, and there's a spring in there, so whenever it does it, it'll shoot off if you don't hold it. But do not lose this. And the way you take it out is the same way you put it back in. And then your bolt, you just slide out, set it to the side, and then you'll pop this back, press the trigger, and push it through. And whenever you put this back in, make sure that this notch is facing down. Make sure this notch is facing down when you put it back in. And then that's your breech plug. This is where this is going to come in handy. You stick it in the back, and I don't know if you can see it or not, but there's this lever, and then there's a slit in there. Make sure that that slides into that slit, and then you just take this piece, put it in here, and break it loose. And then you just keep turning. Oh, and also this, if you ever need an extender for your ramrod, this screws right on the back. But that doesn't matter right now. Yeah. But anyway, you just take and you just keep turning and turning.
You guys want to eat pizza?
And you just keep turning. It'll come out. It's kind of a long thread, so you see I'm just twisting it. Oh, and whenever you're doing it, you got to kind of push it to the left more, because there's this little lever. If it's out, it'll get caught like that, so you have to push it to the other side. And there it's out. And you just take this, and that falls through. And then it falls right out of there, and you can see right up inside of there. You can see all the way through. And then you'll just take your gun clean, but just use soap and water for this. And then you'll have pads, and then you just soak your pads in water like you would your oil, and then you just push them down through there. But it's better to go up than well, I guess it really wouldn't matter. But if you just make sure you take everything out before you do it, because it'll clog this hole, and you set your primer in there, and you can see right through the hole where the primer goes. So if this gets clogged up, then it probably wouldn't fire right. But now I'll show you how to put it all back in. You just take a breech plug and drop it down in there. Kind of shake it till it gets in there. And you take this, just make sure it's lined up right so you don't cross thread it. I like to turn mine back a couple times just to make sure everything's goes in good. And whenever you're putting it back in, kind of push it the opposite direction. Whenever he's taking it out, you wanted to push it this way. This time you want to push it this way, because it'll get caught on the other side. and then finger tight. Then you just stick that, and it'll stop when it's in there, so you'll know. Then you just take that out. You can set that aside. But when you put this in there, make sure that that notch lines up. You can see right in here where you can pull the trigger, and it moves. So pull the trigger to get it in, just like a Mosin. And then you take your bolt, and there's a hole right there, and you just take and shove your bolt through there. And then your spring, it has a tip at one end, and you stick it right in the back of there. And whenever you stick it in there, you can't take your bolt out. And then what you want to do, this is kind of hard, you just take your cap, put it on there, and just twist it back on. This is kind of hard to do because that spring. There we go. Got it clicked on. Oh!
Smooth.
Come on! This is the worst part about this whole entire thing, is getting this thing back on. Oh. Got it. Then you just take, I'll stop dropping everything. You just take your Allen wrench and just tighten it back up. And that's how you do it.